Hello everyone, this is Mike with the ShadowTrader Stock and Options Room. I'm going to revisit 3 charts today. As a matter of fact, I did my last 3 Shadow Short videos on these 3 charts. And I'm going to revisit them today to follow up on them, to let you know what I'm thinking as things have changed over time. And also because I think that there is still asymmetric opportunities for those of you that are longer term thinkers. I talk to many people who are managing their own retirement accounts, and they have an interest in trades that they can just tuck away and let them work themselves out. And so 4 weeks ago I did a video here on the 10-year bonds, which of course applies to the TLT, the TMF, or whatever your weapon of choice is. 3 weeks ago I did one on Bitcoin and the fact that the bears should be cautious on what was going on there with Bitcoin. And then 12 days ago I did one on oil, and I want to revisit all 3 of these charts today. So here's the 10-year. I want to give you a perspective here. We have a long consolidation. This is a very familiar looking structure on all of the other bond charts as well. But what I think is going on here now, if you remember the last time we were looking at this, there was a flagging pattern right here and I was long here. And I was thinking that there would be a stall or some resistance here at the confluence of these trend line channels. And sure enough, that's what's happened. I had no idea that there was going to be tariff news that would jolt the market the way it did. I ended up getting out of it right here before that happened. And now this has, we all are familiar with what happened. I completely ignored the rhetoric about China selling all the bonds and that the concerns that were going on there, because when I see buyers come in, and I take that seriously because I feel that that the market consensus knows more than I do. And so I joined them here again. But what I want to point out to you here now is I think that what we're seeing here is that the bond market is coming back to its point of equilibrium where it was at before all this emotional news and all of this fear came into the market here. So we're back to business as usual is how I am interpreting this chart. We have the same structure basically going on with this interruption, and we have the inverse head and shoulders pattern that I pointed out. Again, I encourage you to go back and listen to that analysis back then. But in the context of what I'm saying here, I think that this is also a great place for anybody that's not in it to get involved in the bond market. I think that a long trade initiated here and with a stop down underneath here is a very viable trade, because we've moved back up above these levels, this weekly level here, which actually runs all the way through here. And then now we've moved back up above this level, which is kind of in this annoying pink color that I have for you to enjoy, that has showed the whole range of weekly highs back through there that we have solidly moved up now. And so again, because I am a long-term thinker and I like charts that do suggest longer-term holds, that's why I'm bringing you back to this chart. For any of you that are holding, or any of you that are looking to initiate, I am just viewing this as a long-term opportunity, and I am continuing to hold this trade. And now that this is all behind us, I am going to look to see if we can break this level now. And I'm even longer-term thinking on this trade now than I was the last time I did the video. All right, so whether you choose TLT, TMF, short the rates, you can short the rates as well if that's more affordable for smaller accounts. Here's the K contract. A short trade in this area with a stop above there is a very doable thing. All right, so that's my review. That's what my take is so far, or now yet again on that market, and I thought I'd share that with you. Here's crude oil. The last time I talked to you, again, I want to continually remind you guys of what this chart looks like. This is an extremely bearish looking descending triangle, and everything that I anticipated was going to happen has happened. And I just want to remind you, the reason I'm taking you back to this chart is if you took action on this trade to the short side, I want to remind you the power of this chart from this scale suggests that oil prices are going to be moving down into the 50s and possibly even into the 40s. That is an extremely realistic view of what's going on here. You can use a Fibonacci extension here to find that would be true. This channel, top and bottom, I don't know if it's going to go this far down, but at least into this area, I would say, is a very realistic. I just actually saw something here. I'm going to do this and drag that down to see that that is a support level right around the 51. So I don't know where it's going to stop. I'm very long-term thinking on this, and I wanted to bring you back into that. If you were able to follow up on or take the trade that I mentioned could be setting up, and it indeed did right here, hopefully that many of you were tracking with that and could have taken that trade. I certainly did, and I am short the oil market right now. The other video that I did that I wanted to follow up on and encourage people to hang tough on is Bitcoin. I believe now that we have indeed held the area that I talked about. When was that? I said 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Now that we have crossed this area right here, I really think that this is a big deal. I really think that we have seen what you would call just a long drawn out pullback, but this breakup above here is significant, and I believe it signals that we could easily see Bitcoin returning to its all-time highs and possibly continuing higher. So again, if for the longer term traders, those of you that like to tuck away trades in your IRAs, that is exactly how I'm viewing that. The Ethereum trade is is lagging, but it is trying to do a reversal pattern here yet, and I'm still holding long on this one as well. So that's my thoughts on that. Wanted to update you on it, give you my views. Hopefully you find that helpful.
Hi, my name is Mike, and I'm one of the moderators for the ShadowTrader Stock and Options Room. Thank you for joining me for this video today, and I'd like to invite you to join me in the ShadowTrader Stock and Options Room, where I teach my method of swing trading for stocks, options, and occasionally futures. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below, and hopefully I'll see you in the room. So until then, I wish you good trading.